Thank you so much. Uh, I would just like to warn you all that, I'm doing this presentation from home. So if you hear a loud noise, it's because the lightning happening outside. It's pouring outside. So please bear with me. It's not me who's making the sounds. Okay. So as Nat has introduced me, my name is Parvinder Bedi and I manage business development for Distinct Destinations. Uh, Handling our partnerships and representations for the US and Canada market. First and foremost, thank you, Nat, and all the TL portfolio gang, for organizing this special university session on India. Uh, India, I would say, a country which is one of the most diverse and emotionally rich destinations in the world. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today to share not just what India offers as a travel destination, but also the heart, the stories, and the spirit behind every journey we create as a company, as a distinct destination. So let's move. I really like the title "Discovering India: The Essentials" because the journey. I mean, what the essence of what this training stands for is discovering India. That's what the goal is all about. At Distinct Destinations, we don't just sell tours, we curate journeys that inspire, connect, and stay in memory long even after the trip ends. This training session is designed to help you understand India from both a traveler's perspective as well as a seller's perspective. Its depth, its diversity, and the opportunity it offers to create unforgettable experiences in India. Uh, we encourage the participants to think about India not as a single destination, but as a world within a world. So my next slide highlights which comes with the question why India. Uh, well, it's a fair question. Why India when there are so many other destinations you could offer to your clients? So why India? And whenever I travel to US for my sales trips or road shows, I often hear that India can be challenging destination to sell. Initially, I used to think it's an excuse, but the more I traveled, I learned that it is a bit challenging for my lovely advisors whom I meet. It's probably perceived as being too far, too complex, or simply unfamiliar, which is possible if you've not been to the destination. It can happen. Many advisors feel that they don't have enough knowledge or confidence to present it compellingly to their clients, which is also true because if you've not seen something with your own eyes, it is something difficult to sell it. However, they would still want to sell it for once. They want to experience it for once. They want to travel it for once so that they can be the true ambassadors going back home and selling it to their clients. Which is for me when they tell me this that they want to sell it for once is very motivating sign. So to answer the question, why India? Well, definitely it is truly a land of contrast. When I say timeless traditions meeting modern innovations, uh, the soul of India lies in its diversity, uh, religions, festivals, cuisines, crafts, anything you ask for. This is what makes India stand apart. Uh, I mean, differently to entire world. Uh, whether it's a luxury palace or a family-run homestay. When the travelers are going back, I always like this quote. We arrived as guests and left as friends. So this is what India is all about. It's about iconic Taj Mahal, or when you're traveling to south of India, it's all about backwaters, Ayurveda. So it offers so much uh, within one country where you will not find everything in one country or a one destination. So let me get to the next slide. So let me play a small video just to give you a glimpse of what I mean.
I'm just daydreaming because some of you might know I had the incredible pleasure of joining Parvinder and his team just a few weeks ago. Actually, last month I had the luxury of visiting the country for the first time, and it surely made a huge impact on the way that I travel, on the way that I think, etc. It's an incredible country, very colorful, extremely interesting, checks so many boxes from a humanitarian perspective to a food and obviously heritage perspective as well. I know this incredible video that she's put together. It's quite literally a teeny glimpse of what it could be and what the possibilities of distinct destinations are in this area.
So I hope you got a sense of what you viewed, and I can assure you, seeing it live with your own eyes will leave you truly mesmerized. That's the magic of traveling through a country like India. Just last month, we hosted a fam trip from the US, and the advisors who joined were blown away by the experience. Any doubts they have had simply disappeared. Interestingly, I want to share something. Before their arrival, I told them that, come with few expectations, bring an open notebook and write your own chapters. And I mean it when I say that.
I,
By the time they left, I'm pretty sure they had, run out of those pages of their notebook. Uh, there was just so much to absorb in those 10 days. And in fact, Nat was part of it. So I'm sure she will agree with me. What made me happiest when they left with smiles, and
Mhm.
that's what we exactly aim for. That's the aim that when your guests or yourself are traveling to India, when they leave with happy memories. They leave with those memories which probably stay with them for the rest of their lives. Any questions you have, Nat, or anyone else?
No, I just wanted to just share that exactly that sentiment. So you just took the words out of my mouth. But this slide is actually super interesting. I think the majority of, in general, the world, I should say, whenever they think of India, they think in very specific regions, and you have divided it in such a interesting way. So just go ahead.
Yeah, so I would like to explain you when you're doing a talk on India, a lot of people they want to travel to south of India, but uh, because they've only heard about South India, or they have only heard about North India because of Taj Mahal or South India backwaters. But India offers so much over there. I'm sure I've created this slide from a perspective of a traveler's perspective, or a learner's perspective, who's kind of selling. Who wants to sell India, or who wants to send their clients to India. So let's move on and talk about India as study, and start with various regions from travelers' perspective. As I mentioned, and to understand India, it helps to see it as a five distinct travel zone, each with its own identity and experiences. For example, let's say North India, as the title says, land of heritage and Himalayas. This particular region is steeped in a rich heritage, vibrant culture, and the majestic Himalayas. For ancient forts, palaces, to serene mountain landscapes, and contrast is breathtaking. It's a top of India, as you can see on the map. Then we come to central India, defined by its dense forests, ancient tribal culture. I mean, if somebody wants to go into heart of tribal experience, this is where they need to be. And not just that, and then it's a land of encountering majestic tigers in the wild, actually. So this is the core of India, where you find the wildlife. There are other national parks also, but some major national parks where you want to see the tigers, it's in the heart of central India. It's the land is full of raw nature, other wildlife, which takes center stage. It offers deep and untamed sides of India. So interesting, Central India, for especially for those who want to do something different, which we'll talk more probably when we do the next session on the 16th, as Nat has mentioned. And then we come to East India, it is renowned for its deep-rooted traditions, classical art forms, magnificent temples. That those temples that echo centuries of devotion and history. The region is actually a cultural tapestry, rich with spiritual depth and artistic legacy. So people who are interested in probably art, culture, more, those kind of people, they love to travel to East India. And then we come to western part of India, which is land of deserts, dynamism, very timeless traditions meet with modern energy from I mean, you talk about golden dunes of Rajasthan to the buzzing street of Mumbai. We recently had a fan trip ending up in Mumbai, and people just loved being in Mumbai. We had a Ganesha festival there, so it was so vibrant. uh, and then plus, one more thing is there that West India also has a state of Gujarat, which also has a Asiatic line. A lot of people don't know, but we have a Asiatic lines also in India, which is primarily in Gujarat, the state of Gujarat, and people do travel from America to see those lines. Moving on to the next slide, uh, here I have given you some essential travel information about certain months and then religions and languages that are spoken when talking about India. Sharing practical information can go a long way in building the confidence of your clients and make them feel comfortable about the destination. Uh, I always say that, start by highlighting the best time to visit, typically from October to March because of the weather, when the weather is cooler and more pleasant across most regions. It's also helpful to mention India, that India is diverse, multi-religious country with Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, and Buddhism being the most widely practiced faiths. While Hindi is the most commonly spoken language, but when Westerners travel to this part of the world, English is widely understood, especially in urban areas and within tourism industry. So even if you go to the smallest, though I mentioned urban areas, but even if you go to the smallest regions, in probably in Rajasthan where you're going to a village area, there are also people, with their actions and uh, mannerisms, they will understand you even if you speak in English. We have good examples of that. Recent fam trip, one of the advisors, he just went to explore because ladies were having the hinas on their hand. We went to this small village area, and he just went to click pictures. And then we were all amazed that he went somewhere in the village and he came on a bike, where this gentleman from the local village, he understood him with signs and actions, and he brought him to the right place. Even if he didn't knew the address, he came to the right place. So these are small things. So India is a very easy destination to travel, actually. Even if people won't know the language, they will understand you very much, and foreigners are mostly welcome in India. uh, Now, talking about the uh, next slide, I've given some information about the currency exchange rate. Those are typical things which you can guide. A lot of the clients sometimes ask, which is good for you to know. The local currency is Indian rupees, as you all know. Uh, and in India, visa process is very simple. I've given the link over there, and you apply everything through online mode. You don't have to go to the consulate to apply for the visa anymore. And there are close to about 161 countries included. Obviously, US is included in that as well. Uh, and there are about 24 airports and three seaports across in India. Uh, average visa length they offer is about 30 to 60 days. So it's very easy process. Electricity, you can easily uh, use Type C, Type D, and MPLEX sockets. So carry a universal adapter, which is always recommended. With our experience, these are the most common questions which are asked by your clients. And providing these essentials not only helps set realistic expectations, but also empowers advisors to present India as an accessible and enriching destination. So these are some important points which you always keep on your side when you're talking to your clients. Uh, Obviously, there are many questions which come about food habits. How is the food? How are the hotels? Everything is world class. Uh, food is very important aspect when you travel to India. So I always tell clients, for first 2 days, take it easy, and then from the third day onwards, start trying Indian food, especially the kind of hotels the clients stay or you will get to stay. They're world-class hotels. Everything is prepared by best of the chefs. Water is safe. Everything is safe. So it's a very safe destination to travel to. Uh, for for uh, for USA and Canada travelers, flight connection to Indian airports is amazing. When you're positioning India to clients, emphasize that the journey is absolutely worth the distance uh, because of what I explained you in the beginning. Uh, the connectivity is getting there, getting to India is easier than they might think. Connectivity is the key. There are multiple direct and one-stop flight options from major cities, as I mentioned over there, across the USA and Canada, ensuring both convenience and comfort, and they are world-class carriers. Additionally, with distinct destination, managing a seamless arrival experience. You are met at the airport. There's an entire team at the airport uh, with the placard. And then with your names on it. You're met at the airport. You're assisted to travel. Back to your hotel by the team. They check you in, they explain you your program. They explain, they hand over the essential documents which are required. Uh, uh, but as a company, we are sustainable, so we don't give any printed document, which I'll probably explain you more on the second session when we'll have. Uh, so there's what I'm trying to tell you is that we have a dedicated 24/7 team available, whether you're and it starts not just from airport arrival. It starts from the time you start interacting with the sales team. Operations team back at the office. There's a dedicated team which works continuously, especially because of the time zone difference. They're always on their toes. As soon as you send the query, they will immediately acknowledge. So these are small things which we'll probably discuss in the next session. I'm just giving you some details about it. Now, when you're traveling to India, seasonality is very important. So a lot of the people ask, what is the best time from the month's perspective? Uh, well, it is definitely October to March when I said from the weather perspective. But the our major season, the main season for the travel for the tourism is also October to March because that's the best time to travel. Obviously, during that time, the hotel prices are at its peak, so that's why we call it as a peak season. Sometimes you don't even get uh, rooms availability at the hotels because the rooms are blocked 1 year in advance. So we always tell the advisors, the earlier you block the things, much better because then it's easier to get good rates as well as the accommodation for your clients at a desired hotel. There's no dearth of hotels, but we can always have an alternative solution. But it is always if a particular client is looking to travel to a particular hotel, obviously you want to give them those kind of hotels. So it's always better to block at least minimum 6 months in advance.
I was just gonna ask you that,
But
Parvinder. What would you say is the safest way to book? Because as a general, the U.S. has seen the last, I'm gonna say this year, a very shorter, or I should say, a shorter booking window. So what used to be, 6 months to a year, now it's like cut in half. So just wonder, how do you feel with a destination like this in terms of availability and hotels and requests, etc. Knowing that while the US is a big market, obviously you receive a lot of your business out of Europe as well. So what do you think is it's I'm gonna say safe will be 6 months to a year, but would you say 3 months is something that you guys can work with?
so Nat, that's a good question you asked. Uh, you know, uh, a lot of the time, what happens is that, obviously, if it is a shorter period, shorter window, to book the tours, it happens with us also. So, as a DMC, it is our responsibility to make sure that, when an advisor is placing a booking, let's say 1 month in advance, and sometimes we will get a request 15 days in advance as well,
Mhm.
which is much shorter window.
Right.
So what we have done is, as a company, because we deal with close to about 1,000 hotels in India, and we're probably there at a place where we'll talk about that, where we have a good negotiating power with the hotel. So we have a per market, because we work across all markets in the world, though I specifically handle US and Canada. But so that gives us an advantage because, if I can't find a room, another market might have a room spare for me, because we also handle a lot of group series. But having said that, specifically for a US market, we also have a block with some of the hotels. So most of the time, we will always have a 2 to 3 rooms block for a particular
Good.
month for a particular market. So it's for that ways, if we get a last minute booking or a booking where we have a challenge, we can always use a block. So that
That's
makes it easier for
it
us as
does.
well as for our advisors.
It
So that
does. It does.
actually helps to manage that shorter booking window.
Perfect. So while you go on to the next slide, I'll just want to share this. That is something that I've noticed while I was with Parvinder last month, actually. For all the advisors that are joining us, the sense of knowledge, obviously, in the destinations, that's obvious. I'm just going to say, of course, how incredible his knowledge is. But when it comes down, it's really not a bad, it's a plus. When it comes down to the hotels, and I'm talking about the top tier hotels. So we had the enormous pleasure of like seeing some of the best hotels in the region. The team, that is general managers as well as directors of sales, quite literally bow at the presence of Parvinder, which was very incredible to see. And that's because of the relationships that he has with these hotels. So, as a token of confidence, I'll say when looking at destinations that are this far, knowing and feeling that the partner in the destination, in this case, obviously, Distinct Destinations, has such a clear relationship, such great relationship with these hotels, in where the hotels trust him blindly in terms of like book a couple of rooms and trust me, these rooms are going to be filled. I do think that speaks volumes of the type of business that you have done in the past. So I just wanted to add that. He's very humble. I am not. So so I just wanted to add that and shine a little bit of that light, because I do think it's crucial to how Distinct Destinations is working in the destination.
Thank you, Nat. That's very kind of you. But I believe in one motto in life. To if you want to gain respect, you have to respect others, right? And in our trade, especially hospitality, uh, it's very important to respect everyone, be it your advisors, be it your business partners, be it your vendors. So you have to respect everyone because that's what the trade is all about. Though, we talk about this is an AI age, where people are saying everything will be managed by AI, but when it comes to tourism, it's all about human to human interaction. If that's not going to happen, uh, everything will stop. So that's the belief I carry, and that's the belief what Distinct Destination carries. So thank you so much for your kind words. Moving on to the presentation. Now, we explained you about the peak season part. And there is a shoulder season as well as uh, off season. Obviously, there are advantages. The clients who are bold enough to travel in the months of May, June, and July, which is hotter months, especially in North India, or it's raining in south of India. They're happy to travel if they're looking at a rate advantage. We manage those trips as well. But we don't recommend traveling to North India in the month of May and June because it's very hot. But yeah, August, September are lovely months to travel. It's 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 uh it's kind of shoulder season, which gives the leverage to get good rates as well as planned, but the all the sightseeing part has to be planned strategically because it's a monsoon time, especially in North India. So we do that well, and people love traveling in the months of August and September. In fact, uh, our fam trip happened in September. I think they loved it. Though it was a bit humid, but they managed it well. So thanks for their support. Now coming back to next slide, cultural insights, major festivals of India. Uh, India is a country with it's so diverse with so many religions and faiths being followed in India. I can proudly say that it is probably only country in the world which celebrates festival every month, and these festivals are a mix of fun and then religious celebrations. Uh, Obviously, festivals are offer more immersive cultural experiences in India. I've highlighted some of the major festivals for US market per se. You know, a lot of people. There are two major festivals which people like to travel during. I mean, like to travel during those festivals. One is Diwali, which is actually just around the corner, 20th of October 20th. We're celebrating Diwali. It's pretty much like Christmas in the Western world, where homes are illuminated, fireworks, speed, exchanging gifts, the family is invited. So it's a very cultural, very colorful festival, and we wait for it like in Western world, Christmas is awaited. Similarly, Diwali is our Christmas over here. The second festival, Diwali is actually, I've mentioned October and November because the dates for the festival are decided as per the Hindu calendar. So all the festivals mainly are decided as per the calendar, Hindu old calendar, and it can fall, it never falls on a particular day. For example, Christmas will always be on 25th of December, but in India, this is also very unique. It can happen on any date as per the Hindu calendar, So it probably be today. This time it is on October. Next year, probably it will be in November, So this can change. Similarly, Holi, which is a festival of colors, fun, joyful. Again, one of the go-to festivals. People like to travel during this festival as well. In fact, we are doing a special Holi festival itinerary in the month of Feb next year. So those of you who are interested to be part of uh, festival or your clients want to join, please contact the TL team back home, or you can write to us. We'll help you with the information, more information. We've already got like about close to 10 participants. So people who are interested to enjoy festivals in India, they are most welcome. So not just the Hindu festivals, we also celebrate Eid, which is a Muslim festival, and the Christmas. Christmas is very big in India because we are so diverse. We have so many religions, and Christianity is part of our system, religious system. So pretty much big thing in India, celebrated entire India. People just love. We put Christmas tree at our home like you guys do. So pretty much the same. So next session when we do next week, we'll talk about the festive based itinerary, small immersive experiences. So we'll talk about that in the next session, and I'll explain how you can sell those itineraries as well to India. Now, the most important thing, how to sell India, because a lot of the time, uh, we face. I face a challenge, explaining people it's an easy destination. So I've tried to put in my thoughts over there. Uh, you know, eh, what I gained from my experience over the years. Especially when I travel to US and go for my sales trip and do these road shows. So what the questions being asked, so it's essential to understand the basics of promoting India. I mean, people, when they tell you do this, do that, just keep the basic. It's you can sell it very easily. I've shown you some tips at the beginning of the presentation. Flights, weather. So you just need to be, talking right to your clients. And it's very easy. Obviously, we would love you to come to India. Then seeing is believing. You can go back and then it is much more easy to sell it. All the doubts are gone. Uh, but you are curious because India is a destination that it is a kind of destination that sparks a lot of curiosity and fascination in everyone. So I always say position India as a journey, not as a checklist, because a lot of people say that, India is on my checklist, I will go once. It is a journey and it is a lifetime journey. Focus on emotional storytelling and experiential travel. That's the key over there. A lot of US clients love those kind of things. I've seen it with my eyes. A recent example is Nat can tell you she herself, uh, even the advisors who were traveling. I mean, you have a live story running in front of you. You don't need to think about a story and write the story. Everything is story. You can write your story when you go back home. I mean, people were amazed going through the streets. We went to this local school in the village. There were kids. It was very impromptu. It was not staged. They just went. The whole entire school welcome. The teachers were there. Principal was there. Then one of the advisors, Tamara, she actually sang for the kids, and then in return, kid, kids sang for the advisors. So these are amazing stories, which you will experience, on the ground. We can always share those stories with you. What you can do. So tell the stories to them. What are the experiences which are there. In the next session, I'll talk about the which experiences. We have a special portal which will help you to learn those experiences. Address comfort, address safety, and use authentic testimonials. These are the kind of things which will convince your clients. I always believe unless and until you're not convinced, you cannot convince your clients. So it is always good to talk about. India is purely an experiential destination. Even if there is a big monument like Taj Mahal, or a Agra Fort, or there are many other monuments, but the story behind those monuments is completely amazing. Even if you're going to Taj Mahal, you see the Indian families. How they are capturing the image of the Taj Mahal, how you are seeing. They'll come to you and they want a picture with you. So these are amazing things. When you come to India. Uh, next slide I would like to move is I've listed down certain uh, itineraries covering India, which is I have highlighted the most popular itineraries, uh, especially requested by the first-time travelers from the USA and Canada regions. These can easily be customized to suit your client's interests and preferences. So whenever I travel to roadshows and sales trips, I always, though we mention the average length, this is an average length of uh, particular itinerary. But when I travel to US, when people ask me, I always recommend a minimum trip length of 12 days. Though longer is even better. If they have 3 more, 4 more days extras, it's much better. Because when you're traveling from that far, it has to be an easy pace trip. So when you're traveling a 12 days trip, how it helps you or your clients, enough time to recover from the jet lags, from the long flights, ensuring that, they can fully enjoy the experience without feeling rushed, and then they enjoy rest of the trip. We also, talking about the clients, itineraries, these are the five itineraries which are the go-to itineraries. So Golden Triangle with Ranthambore, this is probably the first itinerary would people from the US would like to do it. And then you can do highlights of India as well, which is on the right side of my screen. Delhi, Agra, Ranthambore, Jaipur, Varanasi is a go-to place. People love going there, especially the US clientele. Once you've done the North India part, then a lot of people like to explore classic Kerala with temples. So you can actually do Kerala as well. Those who are interested more in heritage, then there's Majestic Rajasthan, which is complete in-depth knowledge about Rajasthan. And obviously, I talk about Central India. So that's our signature wildlife itinerary, which covers the Central India part. You can arrive into Delhi and get to the parks, and then end your trip in Mumbai, So this is for the wildlife travelers. And then we have a set of special interest itineraries, which I'll showcase in the next session. Uh, Also, I want to highlight that all our itineraries are digital itineraries. We don't use paper. So once you share your uh, email IDs, your contact details, your company logo, we customize those itinerary in a digital format. So when the itinerary comes to you, it's ready to share it with your clients. So it has all the details. So we'll talk about that in the next session when we do on the next week. In the next week.
Yeah, I
So
wanted two
another
things that I wanted to say. The first one is like once again the reminder that the next session is going to be on the 16th. I also want to be mindful of time just because I know everybody's very busy and I don't want to lose anybody on the session. If there are any questions coming up, please feel free to include them on the chat so we can answer them live. And also the itineraries that Parvinder is sharing, which you will be able to click and see one by one. You will receive at the end of the session, between now and Monday, you will receive an email with all the information. So, okay, that's it.
So one more thing I want to highlight here, for the learners who want to understand what kind of itineraries we provide. So we try and do for the go-to itineraries, we also create videos. So how it helps is that if you see on the map, we've highlighted the circuit, and then we pointed out, you can do this journey by road, train, and flight. So we go that much in depth is to help you out. And then for each itinerary, I will not play the video now, but uh, Nat can share the presentation with you and you can watch the video. So each itinerary, we also kind of create videos. We are our own in-house videographers, photographers. So we can create those videos for you if you require. They are white label. They can be branded with your logos, to help you out. So I mean, we are there. We are as your extended arms, sitting in the back home over here in India. So please feel free to ask for those. So key highlights of the first itinerary which I talked about is, Heritage Walk, Colonial Walk in Agra, and then we tie up with a lot of uh, uh, NGOs. So women in particular is a very important part of most of our itineraries because we like to develop most of our itineraries because we believe in a lot women empowerment. So when you see Pink Rickshaw experience with Jaipur by Dawn, so that means the Pink Rickshaw is actually driven by the ladies actually in Jaipur. So they're all women fleet. The advisors experienced it in Jaipur, so they loved it. Uh, Cooking demonstration, you can, though we mentioned in this particular itinerary in Jaipur, we can do anywhere in India, and it's a live cooking demonstration. They invite you to your home. You're part of the family. You're discussing with them. In some cases, they take you to the market, pick up the ingredients, spices, everything, vegetables. You come home and cook with them, and be part of the family. They will talk to you about their family, discuss anything, and then enjoy the meal with them. Uh, Partnering with the travel advisors, what we offer is this is very important section for us. I've highlighted certain points over there. So our partnerships are founded on transparency. You'll agree with me, flexibility and trust, which we value. Uh, these are the values that guide every interaction we have with our advisors, and we believe it. We believe in it, and when I say this, we walk the talk. We offer competitive commission structures to ensure your efforts are well rewarded, along with extensive customization options to tailor itineraries to your clients' unique need and preferences. Beyond that, a dedicated support team is always available to assist you, providing personalized guidance every step of the way with 24/7 assistance. You can rely on us to be there whenever you need help, ensuring a smooth and confident selling experience. We also take pride in having a dedicated in-house team of product experts, as I mentioned, content writers, photographers, videographers, who create high quality materials tailored to your needs, and which is available to all our partners free of charge. Uh, this creative support allows us to act as your extended arms on the ground, helping you effectively showcase India's unique experiences and attract more clients with compelling, authentic content. Uh, there are certain points like, I talked about training and marketing support. We also do, if you want, we can do a special webinar training for you or for your team. Uh, uh, Fam trips are very important, and I always believe that, whenever you have an opportunity, let us know that, you want to come to India, you want to experience this, as far as possible, we'll help you. We'll always do that because for us, once you go back, you are the true ambassadors of the country, so please feel free. If you think that, you want to come over and, experience something. Obviously, there are certain months which will be much easier for us to arrange those fam trips. But do let us know. If you want to travel on a personal trip, do let us know. We can get you discounted rates, whatever you need,
Sorry,
any help we can provide, we'll do that.
I just want to interrupt you quickly because we're past the 15 minutes half mark. And like I said earlier, I want to be mindful of everybody's time, knowing that it's still in the middle of the day in the US. So to make it very quickly, any questions that you have in regards of distinct destinations, of course, we can answer. I want to say we have about no more than 5 minutes. So I want to make sure that you have the last points to close this session. To close the session.
Well, the journey never ends.
I know. I agree.
So
I agree. And we could
no,
be talking about this forever.
all I want to say is that, our at distinct destination, our purpose is to translate the emotion into experiences. That's what we believe in, and then uh, let's continue to inspire. Let's connect. Let's celebrate the spirit of India together. And I would be happy to join you next week as well and take it forward. We'll talk more about distinct destination then, what we do,
I want to close with one quick question because I think this is a good way to kind of gauge who's the perfect. So it's just basically 2 points that I want to make. When thinking on who's the perfect traveler for India, I will say it because it checks so many boxes. So from honeymooners to boomers and, older couples, I think that fits perfectly for anybody looking into history as well as food and obviously heritage. That also is a really incredible option. But the last thing that I wanted to mention is, and again, we have like basically 1 minute to share this, is when looking at India from a cost perspective, Party, would you say peak season per person per day comfortable, knowing that we're looking at luxury? So this will be either overall hotels or Taj hotels of that caliber. What would you say is the cost per person per day? And this is an average, obviously. What would
So
you
I
say?
can just give you a recent example. One of the advisors, she had a family of 3 people traveling, and they mentioned that they want to stay at this was a request for Mumbai at the Taj Mahal Hotel, and they said that their per day budget is $500. So we accommodated and 3 of them in $500 per day budget. So which probably is like, good enough budget where your meals are there, your hotel stay is there, your sightseeing is there, your transport is there. Average cost for the hotel is about, I would say anywhere between a hotel like Taj Mahal in Mumbai is probably about $300 to $350, or depending upon the room you're taking. And then, so managing that in $500 is good enough budget, and that too in a peak season time in December.
Right. And that's basically what I want to highlight, because whenever looking at a luxury destination, numbers are triple that. So this is a great option for anybody looking for an incredible experience and very immersive experience. And yet, from a cost perspective, it's not a overly costly option. Any final words that we want to add? The last one thing that I want to just remind once again is that our session will be on the 16th. So in a week from today, at exactly the same time, if you want to share this with your colleagues, and we hope to see you then. And this will be for more of a deeper dive into less known areas within India. You will receive this presentation, Parvinder's information, as well as all the details over email as well, so you don't have to stress about it. Party, anything else that you'd like to share with us before we close the session?
Yeah, we are in a mode of festival season right now. So, so in case you know you want to come and enjoy Diwali with me, you're most welcome. It's straight after the next session on the 20th. You know, but yes, thank you for this opportunity, because you know I always believe that you know more you will learn about. We are here. Team is there. TL team is there. You know, anything, any doubts you have, please don't let the destination go away. You know, it's very easy to sell. That's what I focused on today. And we'll go more detail as Nat mentioned in the next presentation. Please feel free to ask questions, because the more you will ask, the more we will also learn, you know, because no question is a good question or a bad question. A question is a question. So thank you so much giving me this opportunity to come in front of you guys, you know, and you know talk to you guys, you know, and hopefully some of you I've already met during the road shows, and I hope to see you soon again whenever the next opportunity is there.
Super, super. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Party. Have a good night.
Thank you, Nat. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.